Oh, hi, welcome back to the workshop. Today I'm going to start a series of videos. The first one's going to be on a mortise and tenon joint, and I think I'll go over some dovetails, and I'll probably release them about once a week or once every other week. You know, we'll go through the series, give you my little tips and tricks and whatever bits I have picked up. And if you have any ideas or comments, just leave them in the section below, because there's many ways to make these, and it all comes down to the similar product. But you know, we'll go through how I do it and then go from there. Thanks for watching. All right, a mortise and tenon joint has a tenon and it has a mortise. Sometimes the mortise doesn't show all the way through, and it just provides structural support and slides together. Other times it does come all the way through. So if you want to show off your craftsmanship, sometimes you want that to show all the way through. And depending on how much of a reveal you want, you can adjust that as you see fit. Here's a footstool I made a while back to go with my Morris chair. And so I exposed all the joints just to kind of show them off. And so it actually, you could throw it off a truck and it would probably still stay together. But they're pretty strong when you put those things together. All I'm going to use is just some scrap wood for this video. Just some old 2x4s. I'll clean them up and then use them to show how I make my mortise and tenons. All right, so I cleaned up those 2x material, and what we'll start off is making the mortise. So these are about 1.25 inches by 1.25 inches. So I'll probably make the mortise about a 1 1/16 by 1 1/16. That way I have a little bit of material to remove on the tenons. Now you can remove this multiple ways. You could use a plunge router. We're going to probably use the mortiser, and then I'll probably also show how to use a drill bit and then a chisel just to remove it, depending on what you have available at your shop. All right, now I'll just clean that up with a chisel over at the bench. But now I'm going to show how to do it with a drill bit and probably a Forstner bit and a chisel. All right, so now I have another piece of wood that I'll show how to use just a Forstner bit. And then you'll clean up the edges on the inside. Anytime you're cleaning up the edges, it's always best to work from whatever the public side is, whatever side is going to be shown, because that way if you have a little tear out on the back and the tenon attaches there, you're never really going to see if there's a little shoulder to it. So for this purposes, you don't have to have this as clean as the side that's going to be shown. Now on to make the tenon. What I did, I marked where I want the shoulder cut to be, and I have a stop block, and I'll slide it over and run it through the table saw to make those shoulder cuts. All right, so now this slides nice and easy into that joint. A little sample here too. So they'll snug. There is a little bit of room on each side, but if you make it too tight, then you risk tearing out the wood at the top. Because if you dry fit it, take it out, and push back in, sometimes you'll tear that wood out. So having it just a little loose is not terrible. It just should slide easily and not break the wood. All right, so for the through tenon, I want to make this so it feels nice to the hand overwards. So what I'll do, depending on how far you want it to be exposed, I'll mark the tenon to then know how much to router off, or cut off too, if depending on how short you want it. But I'll just take it over the router table. One thing I will do before I put it on the router table is take a little painter's tape and go across there, because having it tear out will show. And if you don't have any tear out, makes your work look that much better. And so there you have it. Just slide that in. Nice tight joint. Rounded over, exposed. Feels nice to the hand. If it doesn't fit just exactly how you want it, this fits nicely, but you could always take a shoulder plane and shave it off just a little at a time till you get that nice fit. Because again, you don't want it too tight, but you want to be snug, because you don't want to tear out that wood around the kind of public side, of the side you're going to see of the joint. But hopefully you found this helpful. If you do, click like, share it with someone, and always don't forget to subscribe. Okay, thanks for watching.